KSL, we just go right back into the next game. No time for breaks, no time for replays. We're ready for game 4. Sharp with a 2-1 lead against C. So it is Sharp in the north and C in the east.
Yeah, and this is the best spots that Sharp could have actually hoped for, considering the styles of the players. I think, right? Because let me just kind of describe this for a minute, right? The way that Sharp plays, it's like, okay, so the way C plays a little bit more like Flash. You're making a bunch of ground units and then going into Wraith. Right? In general, this is a good strategy that fits together. You take control of the ground, you force them into a situation where they're going to want to use drop ships to get around a little bit because you're kind of dominating the forward position, and then you have Wraiths to kind of counter that and keep control of the game.
Yeah.
Sharp he's like a more almost creative player, a little bit less macro-oriented. He likes to get those drop ships. So, for instance, C's natural is below him, so he rallies out to the south and then starts heading north. The back of his base, this is very easy for Sharp to go from defending where his bases are to drop ships to going to the main of C. Now, it's not that simple, but I look at this position and thinking about the way that they both generally play TBT, I like it for Sharp.
No, I like what you're saying. I mean, it's definitely an element worth addressing because it could become a real factor here, and C will have to provide an answer for that if that's the avenue that Sharp wants to take this game to.
And it's never so simple in TBT. There's turrets, there's spider mines, there's, you can just siege up some tanks defensively and stuff, but, I mean, it's very interesting to say the least where they've spawned.
Again, that was a crazy TBT we had back there where it was 2 base for so long, C had to contain. And, one thing about Sharp is that generally speaking, in TBT, I want to watch who's got the position, right? And, you kind of wait and see, okay, how are they going to break it? And generally, the guy that had the position for the longest wins the game. Sharp seems to be the exception to that in a TBT. It seems like Sharp really just keeps being able to break out and see. It's almost like it's not real to see when Sharp is broken out.
Yeah.
He doesn't really realize, Sharp actually can just push all the way across here. And you'll see he has like 3 or 4 siege tanks in a vulture somewhere, and he's getting ready to do a counterattack, and suddenly you realize Sharp has a comically large army.
Yeah.
And he's good at doing the scrappy game. He's good at sneaking command centers up. He's good at, even when he's fighting head-to-head, he'll throw a base out somewhere, and sometimes it's even before C takes his 4th base, for instance.
Yeah, your analysis is super spot on with this. And you're always talking about how you don't know TBT, but it really is. It's both that Sharp's kind of good in this weird position where he gets a little bit behind and then comes back, which is pretty cool in and of itself, but just that C is leaving a lot of tanks kind of out in the map and not reinforcing, nor is he pulling back those lines. So it's kind of like, again, Flash is such a different level than everyone, right? Flash and C play a very similar style, but you won't see Flash caught with those tanks in those positions, for instance. Now, this game, very, very different this time. It looks like Sharp is getting into an incredibly defensive position, making a bunker before his command center off one factory. C is doing a little bit of an aggressive build here. He's getting a starport, and he was kind of like producing a few extra units early on.
Yeah, and getting a starport like this, I mean, it's much more common to have something like what we're seeing here from Sharp, not necessarily the bunker so much as the command center. Is in the realm of normal here, right? Okay, so the bunker,
as soon as he sees that, he's like, oh, I'm behind.
Yeah.
That's what that means. That bunker is...
Yeah, well, he's going to run by.
Yeah. Okay. This was not a bad idea, actually, to sacrifice some Marines. They don't do anything for him right now, and if he can get a decent amount of SCVs, that's really strong.
Well, the problem is the tank comes out here. Ooh. And does this really do enough?
Yeah, and just the fact that he keeps stopping on the SCVs building the armory tells Sharp everything he needs to know. There's a Wraith on the way. His barracks will scout it anyways. But, I mean, I feel like both these guys are playing very well this game so far, but Sharp should have a bit of the upper hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is that C needs to do a lot more damage than this. He's only just now started his own command center. Commander.
He's commander.
It's like the StarCraft 2 commanders.
Yeah. Which
Well,
commander
now,
you think he's
which
going
commander
for,
will he
Tasteless?
use to win this game?
Go cast some Heroes of the Storm, Tasteless.
So, this means because of the sacrifices he made to attempt to do damage, now Sharp can actually come out on his side of the map and start throwing punches.
Yeah, and C's going to make some siege tanks. He has some wraiths. The problem is 3 Marines do kill a wraith, so if he just guards his siege tank, he might even force a cancel
3
here.
Marines might kill this command center, Artosis.
Yeah, it's an issue.
Okay, now he needs to target these Marines.
Yeah,
Is this the Wraith that he's going to rely on to try to survive this?
Oh my God, he has to save the Wraith. The Wraith has to live here. Okay, that was pretty swift micro from C. Look at that.
What?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't understand how that got
He's
there. I'm like,
trying to draw some units back. This is not that impactful, but it could have been if the micro battle went on longer.
Well, he can keep sending Marines out here. Looks like that barracks is going to go down, but there's one Goliath out, the natural predator to the Wraith.
Situation without any doubt. Oh my God,
What?
he made a fire bat.
Oh, that's funny.
That is so funny.
All right, well, guys, knock that one off your bucket list. You've seen a fire bat and a TVT.
Yeah, that's some
Okay.
styling right there, no doubt.
Now you just got to get your photo in front of the Eiffel Tower, and you'll have all the other things you need.
The amount
On
that
your
a
bucket
fire
list.
bat is bad in TVT
Yeah.
is so insane. It is the most worthless unit in any matchup is a fire bat in TVT.
Yeah.
A scout is better
Scout
in
in
PvP
PvP.
than a fire bat in TVT. The fire bat doesn't beat any Terran unit. It is the worst
Yeah,
Terran
well, the
unit.
Scout doesn't beat any Protoss unit.
It beats the shuttle.
Yeah, if there's
We can't
nothing
even
there
say that
with
about
it.
the fire bat.
I guess I'll give it to you,
Yeah, no, I'm
Artosis.
telling you, man.
You want it to be so bad, so badly. You know what? I'll give you your red meat. The fire bat is horrible. All right, it's totally garbage at TVT.
Yes,
more,
thank you,
more
Tasteless.
garby than anything else.
It is. It's the most #1 garb. I'm glad that we have that out of the way, too.
No problem.
I didn't want to
It's always a competition for you, Artosis. You got to be the
this
best,
is StarCraft, bro.
or it's got to be the worst. All right, give it to him. Let him have it. Now, the Wraiths are going to continue to fly around. It's a little bit weird with Wraith play because once you know that they're there, you have to rely entirely on a surprise attack with the Wraith sitting where the army's not. So, I'm still liking the direction this game has gone here for Sharp. I think that Sharp had a better opening, locked out a lot of the opportunities C was looking for, responded really intelligently.
Yeah.
And look, he's even got these Goliaths over here ready for these Wraiths. So we're like, surprise. Oh, sorry, never mind.
No more surprise
No
here.
more surprises.
Fly right through, kind of get a scout of what's going on. Hey, at least you got that. He sees how quick that +1 is on the way as well. That's kind of interesting.
Surprise. We're here.
Don't think they'll get
Were you
much
surprised? Nope.
Ah, that
good
was
scout.
Good scout. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to see that starport there.
Might even just be a Goliath drop coming in a little bit. You see all those tanks are out front. Kind of speaks to what we were talking about before. The siege tanks starting to move in. Now, let's not forget about the Wraiths plus siege tanks and how good Wraiths are at spotting for siege tanks, even against Goliath siege tanks. So, C is getting into a pretty cool spot here. That could be his third base that he's sieging up in front of. Third, but the fact that he has I believe depots being made in the bottom right kind of screams that C wants to take that base.
Yeah. Okay. 4 factories on the way here. We're in a little bit of a 2-base versus 2-base situation. And it looks like we're actually finally going to have this third base be taken. It looks like C wants to expand down here. And you know what? That's a good place to expand to. It's really hard for Sharp to really get down there. This may be a game that's a lot more of fighting towards the mains than it is towards trying to stamp out other expansions.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if the game gets really big, those expansions, if you build some extra turrets, they're almost not worth attacking.
Oh, look at this Sartosis.
Oh, man.
You called it.
Yeah, he's sieging up this position. It's a really strong move. Has to lift that starport now.
It's funny because it didn't have to be like this, you know, your main is pretty big. You have a lot of room to make that there, but you could see that C wanted that in kind of a remote area so it wouldn't get scouted early on, and he's punished for it later on.
Yeah. But now he can kind of move around these siege tanks as well. That position isn't that strong.
Okay, so
until
they're both doing the same thing to each other.
Yeah. You know, C is the one with the wraiths. I feel like he might be at an advantage if they're both doing this.
The wraiths would need to be over there to help. Is he actually damaging his own tank with this?
Yeah, he killed his own tank.
Oh boy!
On that
All right.
Eco Splash.
That's going to be our secret, everyone. We're never going to talk about that one again.
Okay,
you know, the problem is that I feel like this might be a little bit more manageable for Sharp to take on because the travel distance for reinforcements by the ground is going to be a little bit harder for C to have sent over there. Am I right?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But he doesn't have that many units left over here. He's killing some depots and stuff. Both of them are. I guess we see Sharp supply blocks. C a bit better at macro, keeping those depots going. Oh God.
Yeah. Well, Sharp lost a lot of depots back there, by the way. Okay. Well, he's going to clean this up, and the same be said for C back in his base.
Well,
C had a more critical location getting that close to the minerals, but I mean, it was ultimately denied.
Oh, loses that dropship as well. Just a little bit of sloppiness.
A little bit of slip-slop. A little slip-slop,
as we call it.
Yeah. Sloppy Joes.
Okay, finally going to clear this. Oh, no, he's going to lose both wraiths, too.
Well, considering that the starports were relocating during that, this is kind of bad. But another big attack coming here from C.
We're hitting a base trade situation right now. These two dropships are going to be more than can be dealt with, I think. Oh, I guess he brought 2 tanks up. Oh, there was only like 3 units of those 2 dropships.
Oh, yeah. They were basically empty. Suddenly, Sharp's base is looking pretty nude.
Oh, he actually could have pushed there.
He didn't
know how many units
I don't blame him. I mean, you're outside the base. You're like, I'm sure there's a million tanks in there.
Yeah, it's only 2. That many Goliaths and tanks you can definitely roll through, but Sharp comes back, drops off a couple more. No longer that simple. Oh, look at that.
Dude, this is such a good angle.
Jeez.
I love this in Remastered that we can actually zoom out like this.
Yeah.
And really see what's going on. Before then, TVT was like, I don't know. We were just too zoomed in to really appreciate
what's going on.
Yeah, just tanks blowing up everywhere.
So
I'm banging
many screens of
pots and pans together, screaming.
Like, how did all the tanks to the left die?
The
then we go blowing
up on both sides, everyone.
Something's happening. There's units somewhere.
Now, C actually has the bottom right base, where Sharp hasn't actually expanded yet. And this is going to become a bigger and bigger factor as the game goes on. But, you know, a big drop in the main. Oh, dude, he's going to use the SCVs to try to break. They're both about to take serious blows.
Oh, my God. Here we go. C pushing forward right now with those SCVs. Goliath's coming up. Siege tank sieging. There's a big drop by Sharp over in C's base, so he's got to get this to work.
I don't know if there's enough tanks here from C. Getting a glimpse. Oh, did he send these back? Oh, no, they're empty.
Oh, I think C is in a lot of trouble now. Let's not forget, though, C has a 3rd base up and running in the bottom right.
GG.
Oh, I guess it wasn't enough. And Sharp wins. Sharp advances 3-1 over C once again.
Sharp parted the sea and walked through with a 3-1. Beautifully done by Sharp, who really is, as you know, we're getting to the second half of 2018. A TVT beast. I mean, this guy knows how to do intense fights where, you know, a lot of TVT is drawn out. It's retracted. It's like kind of almost like a game of Risk. He's proven that, in fact, you can just have a straight-up brawl TVT, 2 base versus 2 base. So he's like, well, you know what seems reasonable to me? I'm going to take the 3rd base. It's TVT after all. And then Sharp uppercuts him. C lands on the spikes and moves on.
You know, I got to say, I really like the way that last game went down, too. They really showed both their strengths, right? C trying to do that push out the front, being punished in the back by the dropships. He is the one that went Wraith. Sharp is the one that went dropships. A really interesting last game as well. That was a fantastic series. That might be my favorite series of KSL.